Hello, welcome to Try Animes, another weekly roundup of anime figures, pre-orders. This will be from the 6th of November to the 11th of November. The 6th is not shown up on the list here, unfortunately, due to them having basically a double release on for the 10th of November showing, which caused the 6th to drop off. So I had to use Wayback Machine in order to get a couple of to see what was released on the 6th. But I'll quickly scroll through here just so you can get an idea of what has been released, and I've selected a bunch of figures that are probably worth looking at pre-ordering from sort of mainline series. Top 10 figures we've got is Honkai Impact 3rd, Blue Archive, 2 Bunny Girl figures, a couple of Nendroids, and a couple of plushies. And number 10, so another Nendroid and a Reroll Tech. So basically, these four I've got. We're going to be looking at as well that I've selected. So we'll start with what's on the 6th. On the 6th, Attack on Titan Mikasa Arkman 1/8 by Good Smile Company for 18,260 yen. If you've missed out on the other Mikasa's, which has her in her actual full dive gear with the Scout emblem cape, that's by Godabukiya, I think. Then you can pick up this one. Paint job looks pretty good. It's Good Smile Company, so it's gonna have good quality overall. I like this posing and that lot, and this does I think reflect roughly how the other figures, where they're very similar stances. So very good looking figure overall, and at 18,000 yen is not too expensive. I think the other kind of bigger ones, because of the way the base is conformed on those ones, they're like 25,000 yen when you could order them. Vertex Original Dark Elf 3rd Villager Mercedes for 24,200 yen. So it's sort of more of a Dark Elf. So it is a Dark Elf. So they're expanding the Dark Elf line now for the villagers from the Vertex. So that's pretty good if you have been collecting them. So this is a quite good looking figure. I do like the Elf Village lineup overall. It depends on whether you prefer sort of this, more flat chested or the more bigger bosom aesthetic. But then I think you just have to look at the sculpt and see if it's sort of you like it. And Dark Elf's always sort of top tier for me in terms of figures to collect. So this is quite good looking figure overall. They also do a limited edition version, which has looks like a different leg position for 28,600 yen. So you'll get different. Normally you get a bit more extra base. Obviously lifted foot here. It doesn't show that she's cast off, but they usually almost all are cast off. So you should be able to remove parts of her clothing if you want. Cunning face part and alternative foot parts. This is what you get extra: silver base frame and an A3 wall scroll. So depending on how you want, if you want that, you can save a few thousand yen, 4,000 yen, without getting the extra foot bit. But a lot of people don't quite like getting the limited edition ones because the extra bits do kind of make it worth a bit more overall. Goblin Slayer High Elf Archer 1/7 scale by Fat Company. Good, we're seeing some of the other characters actually getting figures now, not just the Priestess and the Sword Maiden, which I reviewed a few weeks ago in the past video. This looks good. 18,920 yen. Yeah, good looking figure. I love the greens on this. The way they've got the creases and the way that shading done there is really well done on the browns, and the greens look great. This is a figure I think I have pre-ordered this one. Definitely worth pre-ordering if you like the Goblin Slayer series. Definitely a series that I enjoy watching. Coming out in June 2024. And then we get on to Priestess as well by Fat Company, 18,090 yen. So again, good price, good looking figure overall. The whites look pretty well done. The way they've done the shading, you can see that it looks like she's under a stream of light from the top right in this picture. Obviously they have looked at the way they've got her lit, but yeah, so it can be a bit washed out depending on how you got your figures lit up in your display. That's something a lot of people don't take into account, I suppose, is lighting on their displays. Obviously when you look at promo pictures like this, they're photoshopped and they're well lit in specific series, specific setups. But yeah, so that's good. If you're not going to get the other Goblin Priestess I covered before, with the Sword Maiden, I personally I'll probably get those ones because the base look better overall. It gives you a backdrop, so it'll look better on your shelf, especially if you do want both of them. Couple of pop-up parades now. Pop-up parades parody Doki Doki. Let's check up. Not the series. It's a pop-up parade figure. Looks fine overall. So not much else I can say there. That's just a pop-up parade. Obviously they show a clear picture base on here, but you don't get clear base in the box. And they've got to those hexagonal ones, which are a bit annoying. Pop-up parade Overwatch 2 Tracer. Fine. They're doing a pop-up parade of Overwatch. Tracer's probably one of the more publicized characters. Probably makes sense why they did this, but Overwatch 2 sort of gone down these days in terms of popularity, so I don't know how well it would actually hold her value when she's released. Maybe wait till after. Pop-up parade Hunter x Hunter Netero. Actually an interesting series. Hunter obviously x Hunter is a very well received and one of the big shonen anime series that people love to watch or have watched. I haven't watched it yet. It's something I know I need to get around to watching that. But yeah, we've got Netero pop-up parade. We've also got Meruem and Nefer Pitao. So I know Gon calls it, shouts at Pitao. So yeah, we've got pop parades for those. They look fine. This is pop parade quality. So yeah. Here we go. Bomber Girl Grim Aloe Belly Dancer version 1/6 by Wing. So Bomber Girls obviously is a game on PC that you can play. Obviously they do have it's a fighting game that has characters with sort of alluring outfits, and I think you can buy DLCs which give them these skins in the game. So if you want a figure and you enjoy playing Bomber Girl, you've got a figure that obviously that ties into that IP. But this overall, actually, this in terms of the figure looks great. I love the way they've designed the outfit and the pink shading going on around here. Looks good overall. The facial expression looks amazing, and I think suits the character if I remember correctly. The hair is sort of opaque, which might be a bit off-putting, but I think she's supposed to have like silvery hair in the game, so it looks good. But yeah, it's a good looking figure. I love the wings as well, the sharp red. Definitely, if you're after a succubus-esque kind of figure, then there's this Aloe for you. Artifacts Hell Paradise Jigoku Yuzuya Bakuda Pakia for 16,150 yen. I'm pretty sure this was already out for pre-order before. I might have covered it before, I can't remember. Pre-orders are closed now anyway, so you can't get hold of this unfortunately. You missed out, but she's obviously a figure that a lot of people, or a character a lot of people are looking to get a figure of. So, and this one's a bit cheap at 16,100 yen. Definitely one of the cheaper ones on there, but it's not too bad. So you might have to just bookmark this unfortunately and keep an eye out for when we get to April to get hold of her. Blue Archive Shirumi Lori on 7th scale by Spirit Tail. Spirit Tail I haven't seen for a while actually, or at least I've not selected. I've not played Blue Archive. I do plan to play it. She looks quite good. I do like the outfit overall. Could be maybe did have a bit more shading on the skirt, but that might just be washed out from the lighting in the that they've got in the photos, unfortunately. But yeah, no, the over figure looks really good. You can tell the Blue Archive because of the halo, that thing that they've got going on. Even at a glance, you just tell without having to read the title. Hairs everywhere. Base looks pretty well done. Yep, that's actually a bit more effort put into a base than you normally see in figures. So no, it's definitely a good looking figure. 24,750 yen. I think Spirit Tail have been hit and miss overall over the past few years, depending on quality. So it might be worth just waiting until she gets released if you're after this and you're a bigger Blue Archive fan. A couple of Gem series Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witcher of Mercury palm size. So you've got this one, and it looks like she comes with two. Oh no, she's got the same. I didn't know if we got two arm positions. So that's a palm size figure, obviously not a full scale one, for 6,730 yen, and you also got the Mercury as well, palm size. So again, it's just they've doing some palm size. Manga House are doing this lineup. We'll have to see how far and extensive they do this lineup of figures, or what other IPs they bring into it. I prefer to just get full scales, really, overall, and it's not as a series I've watched, so it's not an anime that I'm too familiar with, so it's not something I'd be interested in getting. Like a Dragon Ichiban Kasuja complete figure by Dig, 8,500 yen. These game figure sort of related ones, sometimes they tank in value. He looks really good. I do love the quality, seems to be there, especially for the price, and the fact that you get an alternative arm piece. Looks really well done. I don't know anything about Dig, what the quality is like, but for the price, if you're massive into Like a Dragon and you've played the game loads and really enjoy it, then you can obviously get basically the main character from there for not a lot of money, really. That's June 2024. Freeing, there's almost generally a freeing figure every bloody week. Nazumi Yakua, a quarter scale, 39,600 yen, which again seems to be the standard price that they're doing these days. She looks, I'm not familiar with the character, so I can't say if this follows her aesthetic. I would guess so, but she's got two machine pistols, and this sort of, I'm guessing she's some sort of game character. I don't know if she's from an anime, but the hair looks pretty unique with the way they've designed the hair's designed. You know, there's black, purple in the ear. Bunny ears as well are a bit more unique. They're not the standard ones, seeing as you've got like this sort of a hole in this left one and the droop, and they're a dark purple rather than black purple, rather than just sort of normal bunny ears that we see on the freeing figures, where they're white on the front and then the colour just matches the bunny suit on the back. So it's a bit more unique, but and obviously her skin being very white, I guess, is related to the character. So if you're big into the character, then you've got a quarter scale. She looks pretty good overall. I think the waist is a bit short. Her length of her legs are, I think, proportionally are just far too long in this. Is the only problem I have in it. Could be the stance, could be the camera angle they're taking picture at. This one's pretty level though, and her leg thigh ratio to body ratio is way off, I think, even though she's leaning back. It doesn't look like she's actually leaning back loads. So yeah, it's not one I'd be personally getting. I'd probably keep an eye on it if you are interested. It might even getting a bit cheaper. I think we're seeing a lot of freeing figures now. Once they have hit release, they generally discount a fair bit within a few months afterwards, usually, depending on the figure. There are some that are still like been out for 3 or 4 months now that have not been discounted yet, and they're still available in stock. Probably because there's people waiting for them to go on discount. Like the Rongiku figure, her in her beach swimsuit, or beachwear, not swimsuit, in a bikini. And there's the Food Wars character, I can't remember her name, in the blue sort of bikini as well, with stockings, but even though they call that one the B style. I'll put pictures of them up as I was just mentioning them as a reference, just so you know who I'm talking about. I think that from one where they're still available to purchase. I will put screenshots as well, just up here, of them if they're still available as stocking at the recording of this video. Azur Royal Fortune treats from the Deep version 1/7 by Wings Incorporated. It's another Azur figure. Obviously, there's so many ships for them to cover that we're going to have quite a few Azur figures still to come, I reckon, even though they've done a good chunk of at least the main ones that are more popular. They're not going to do all the ships, obviously, because there's a lot of them people just don't you play, so that makes sense. So this is quite good looking. As Halloween themed, which might be a bit off-putting if you're not doing a Halloween themed feature display, but I think overall looks pretty good. Outfit looks okay. Yeah, no, looks fine overall. It's another Azur figure. Bunny Girl Jiao, illustration by Asangi, by Bear Panda. There's two. You've got this one, and you've got Rin as well. So these two come basically put together. So one set of scale figures, bunny suit figures, which are obviously quite popular. Looks like they're sort of tight. They're real tights as well, with the fact that you've got stitching on the back. And you've got this sort of bar aesthetic on the base going behind them, and it looks like they're designed to put them both together so you can have both on display. Basically for 12,000 yen for both of these. I think if you love bunny style figures and you do like the aesthetic of these figures overall, and you want to have like this bar that they've got going on to give you a bit more unique display, at least on your, then you can get these two figures, and they might end up releasing some more to mix and match with these. So it might be worth getting these if you're really into them, and they're a very good price. But I'd only order them if you really want to, and you've got like nothing else coming out in sort of September 2024, and you've got just a bit of money to put on them. But if not, I'd rather put the money towards the full actual scale, because obviously both of those is that's half the price of a full scale, which could be of a character from an anime series that you actually really enjoy. Honkai Impact 3rd, Alicia Hersher of Human Ego Because of You version on 7th by Apex, 33,700 yen. So this one's obviously expensive because of all the effect parts that they've got going on here, and the massive parts of the dress that come out, flare out to the left and the right. And the base being crystalline. Looks good overall. Honkai Impact 3rd I've not played, but apparently a lot of people are really enjoying it, and it's taken the world by storm. Or was that Starvale? Honkai Starvale I'm probably thinking of. But yeah, no, this is it's good looking figure, looks fine, but 33,000 yen is expensive. February 2025, so over a year. Obviously that could be delayed even more, depending on how production gets on with the China economy, because I'm pretty sure these will get manufactured in China, depending on how the China economy is. Or this could be a later release date because maybe they come out earlier in China and then we get it a couple months later. That has happened before with other figures. Blue Archive Alice Maid, good smile. How many? 15,680 yen. So it's Blue Archive Maid figure. Looks fine overall. I think for the price, it's probably about right. Maybe the paint job could be a bit better on the actual outfit. But apart from that, yeah, it's a good looking figure. Punishing Grey Raven, number 21, Solar Frost version by Furyu, 24,700 yen. This one I've no idea, I've never heard of this one, but it looks like she's swimming sort of underwater with this water effect parts coming underneath, and there's a piece of coral, so it's much more unique. You wouldn't have sunglasses, obviously, and you wouldn't have your shoes on when you're underwater, but it gives you that that impression that she's swimming underwater, always in low gravity, and these this water jet is pushing up or something in low gravity or near zero gravity effect. But yeah, it looks good overall. It's very unique compared to a lot of other standing up cut figures. So that's good. They've got that going for it, and obviously you get these this sort of like robot companion with a speaker on the front with it. So not too bad overall. Furyu, they're okay. They're still one of the bigger manufacturers, but it's as I've mentioned before in other videos, sometimes they will overproduce these and then they'll just tank in price. So this is October 2024 release. Honor of Kings Mermaid Doria on 7th scale by Mythos. Mythos is generally really good with their paint jobs overall, and the quality's been really good. They're sort of one of the bigger, one of the sort of smaller run-art manufacturers that's come out of nowhere for the past couple of years, and a lot of people really enjoy their figures that they have released. And this is just another one that's from Honor of Kings, which I think is a fighting game series or something like that. No, it's a good looking figure. I do love the whole mermaid aesthetic going on. The design looks really unique compared to a lot of other ones that do the mermaid aesthetic that I've seen. And the clear water effect looks quite realistic. Not super realistic, but relatively well realistic, and the price is pretty good overall. Not much of a discount, you know, 700 odd yen, 800 yen discount, but that could change over time. But yeah, no, that's not a bad looking figure. Ito Life 1/7 scale by Furu, 24,200 yen. So this is a maid that's well endowed in sort of standard maid aesthetic. Looks fine, not 24,000 yen, fine. More like 19,000, maybe 20,000 at most. She's a 1/7 as well, it's not 1/6, so, and it doesn't relate to virtual YouTuber, so she's a VTuber. Okay, that probably justifies the price. I have no idea about VTubers, so looks fine, I suppose. That's just the design they're following. Azur Lane Jean Bart First Snow Upon the Cutlass Edge version by Wings, 28,300 yen. Now this one I think is a bit of a steal really, because of what you're getting for the base. You get so much with the base design that adds so much to the character, and she looks really good overall and obviously in her kimono outfit, and the aura that she's off-putting, you know, being sort of a sort of your samurai boss lady, but obviously she's a Azur Lane, so she's actually a ship. But this looks really good, and I think it follows the artwork really well as well. So this is a very good looking figure. I do like this. You're getting a lot for the price by Wings. So 28,000 yen I think is worth it. And I think Wings have done pretty good releases as well over the past couple of years. So this is one worth getting a hold of. That's all I've got for you today for the past week of figures I decided to look at from AnimePre. If you can comment and subscribe, you don't have to subscribe, but if you can comment please and like the video, helps it get out there, just get more people eyeballs on it. Below there will be links to all the figures we've looked at. I really should be putting that at the beginning of the video. But yeah, there'll be links to all the videos we looked at, figures that we looked at, so you can just click on those rather than having to search them with the Anime search table, search engine. That does it, and I shall catch you next week's video. Thank you very much, and have a good week. Bye.